especially pleased to be here today to congratulate two new sergeants who I had the pleasure of actually welcoming to the village of Tequesta when we first started as police officers. At that time, I told you that the village of Tequesta was different and that you would have interactions with most people in a very friendly and positive way, I say most, and business community. And I think you've probably seen that. And that they're more likely to wave or come over to the car than be running in the other direction. A recent example, I don't know if Kurt's still here, yes, of exemplary community service is what occurred at Home Goods and Marshall's in December. Apparently they were open until 11 p.m. Now in the village, everybody knows you can get a bowling ball right down US 1, but during the holiday season, they were open. And about 10:30 or 10:45, an officer or two, whoever was available, would go into the store, walk around through the aisles, go back in the storeroom, make sure it was clear, and then walk the employees to their cars. I have to tell you, I heard that from two different people in two different areas that didn't know they spoke with me. And they just couldn't get over it. It went up corporate, and someone said to me, don't be surprised, you're going to get a letter or a phone call because they're just blown away by a community like this. So that was a good thing. And I cannot tell you how many times I'm approached by other political officials when I go to these events that say, oh, I just love Tequesta, it's great Tequesta. I go to the restaurants or I just run through it on the way to Stewart, but I really like going there. I like going by there. But even more gratifying is what happened just last week. I was at, I don't know, an event of some sort, and there was a woman in the middle of a circle of people who said, she pointed to me and she said, that's the mayor of Tequesta. I didn't know who this person was. And what she said to them was, my best friend lives in Tequesta, the village of Tequesta. And she feels so happy to see the police officers riding up and down her streets, and that their kids can go outside and walk down the street and she feels safe. And so many people in there were just so surprised even to hear that, because this is South Florida and we know we have some issues. So to me, that was one of the most important things that I had heard, to hear that there. And there's more stories, but make no mistake about this. I know that what really makes this village different is based on the tough, determined, and smart police work that you do every single day. You are a team of law enforcement professionals under the leadership of Chief L and Assistant Chief Ricciardi, and you're the best. I hear it all the time, and I am so proud that I happen to be mayor at this time in my life in the village of Tequesta with all of you. Evan and Matt, you're also fortunate to have the guidance and example of Sergeants Lally, you can see him, Pike, he's here, and Smolin, because they have demonstrated what you will learn for many, many years to come. There's no doubt that we see crime rates rising all around us. We see it in all the communities. But our kids can still play outside, and our residents can still walk at night in the dark with their dogs, whatever, and feel secure and happy to live in the village of Tequesta. Now, Sergeant Muniz, I understand that you've had numerous arrests of suspects doing vehicle and other burglaries. And the best part, what he said, was the ability to have been able to find so much of this stolen property and be able to return it to the residents. And I can only imagine how surprised everyone must be when that occurs, because I would think I'd never get my stuff back. You also assisted Sergeant Lally, and with interviews and evidence surrounding the credit cards, the fraud suspects that were here. And as you stated, as a detective, a position that fulfilled a long-time career goal. And with the experience and skills of our veteran detective, Weinblatt, the bar was set very high. Sergeant Kozak, last March on Marine Patrol, came to the aid of two females who had flipped their jet ski just outside the Jupiter Inlet. And as all of us know here, there aren't too many good Samaritans that are jumping into the Jupiter Inlet to save somebody. But he was there, got them out of the water, towed the jet ski back into safety in the inlet, got the girls back on, and then off they went. But not before they said to him, we were never going to make it. We couldn't have made it any longer had you not been there. A few months later, you should know this one, received a bolo from the Jupiter Island PD regarding some stolen bicycles, rather expensive Jupiter Island stolen bicycles. And within, I guess it was minutes, saw the vehicle that had been described, called for backup, stopped, and bike was there, and both the driver and the passenger were arrested for theft of the vehicle, or theft of the bicycles. However, also, which came out of this, is that I think it was the driver had an open warrant, and he was arrested for drug paraphernalia, as well as the passenger. These examples are G-rated, right? I know that you and your fellow officers see far more difficult, dangerous situations. But the resulting outcomes have always been that you have remained safe and that our community is far better off for the way it was handled. We are so grateful as residents of this community for that work that you do for us. Finally, I have to tell you that I and my fellow council members have very high expectations of you. We've been charged with maintaining the safety and well-being of this community. And now you are now very much more responsible to maintain that as well. People are moving here because of that. Young families, I'm sure everybody has seen them. They're coming out, moving in because of this, because of our police department, because they know their kids can play outside. It's important. And I feel confident that you will do this work, and I know that you will do well. So on behalf of Vice Mayor Vince Arena and Council Members D'Ambra, Oken, and Tom Paterno, congratulations to you both. I look forward to you being in our village for a very long time.
Thank you.